Thank you, Professor Chairman. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Now, first of all, I'd like to thank RSPO for giving us the opportunity to share our story. Secondly, I would like to thank all my colleagues who are still working very hard in Indonesia for making this happen. Well, what I will do is I'll give a brief introduction of what Musim is, who we are. Then I'll go a little bit on the RSPO certification system, and then our core value of managing for sustainability, and concluding remarks thereafter. Well, our corporate vision is a fully integrated palm oil corporation renowned for quality people and products. Now, this is a cornerstone for Musim for what it is today, which you will see in a moment. Musim is a fully integrated palm oil corporation with operations spanning the entire palm oil value chain from upstream to midstream and downstream operations. Musim's operation spans over 11 countries, Indonesia as a base. We have operations and offices in Singapore, Malaysia, Myanmar, India, China, Germany, Italy, Spain, UK, and the USA. The group upstream oil palm plantations are located in North Sumatra, Riau, South Sumatra, West Sumatra, Central Kalimantan, and West Kalimantan. The mid and downstream operations are kernel crushing, refining and manufacturing of specialty fats, biodiesel, oleochemicals, including fatty acids, fatty alcohol, and glycerin, soap, palm wax, and fine chemicals. The group supply chain is managed through strategically located bulking installation and transportation assets to provide efficient logistic solution. Our bulking installation is in all the strategic ports in Indonesia. We have our own ocean liners to carry our products, and also 1,000 road transporter and also rail transporter. Musim Group employs 28,500 people, and we are the first Indonesian member of RSPO when it was registered in Zurich in 2004. Now, apart from the independent mills and also the new acquisition and new planting, which we subscribe to the new planting procedure, the group's palm oil mill with directly managed estates and schemes models are 100% certified. Well, we are a strong supporter of RSPO, and at the moment, I'm the alternate EB member representing the Indonesian grower members. We're in all the working groups, Greenhouse Gas Working Group, Biodiversity HCV Working Group, PNC Review Task Force, and also a member of the Smallholders Working Group. And this is the fourth time actually we are here sharing our experience. The first was in RT5, then RT6, then last year in Kota Kinabalu, where we share our new planting experience, and today we hope to share our experience so that it could motivate other members of RSPO who are still on the sideline deciding on the certification of the RSPO scheme. Well, as defined by the RSPO certification scheme, the sustainable standards or the production of sustainable palm oil entails legally compliant, economically viable, environmentally appropriate, and socially beneficial management and operations. Now, this is delivered through the implementation of the RSPO PNC, the indicators and the guidance, and also verification of the compliance is through the audit or the verification by accredited certification body. And the certification unit is a palm oil mill with their supply base, which is directly managed, the land managed by the smallholders or the outgrowers and the scheme smallholders. And there's also a time-bound plan for the scheme smallholders to be brought on board certification within 3 years after the first certification. And all FFB must be comply with the sustainable standards prescribed in the PNC. Well, we are very proud and honored to be the first Indonesian company to be awarded the RSPO certificate back in 2009. And our first scheme small orders was also the first in Indonesia to be certified or as a supply base in Padang, West Sumatra, back in 2010. And this is the kind of timeout plan that we have, both for the PNC certification. Our last certificate for the directly managed is in September this year. And we also have certified all our midstream and downstream activities, apart from the new refineries that are being built. The existing refineries and also oleochemical plants, kernel crushing plant has already been certified under the supply chain certification system. Well, a total of about 86,000 hectares has been certified, including the scheme small orders, and we are one of the largest producer of the certified sustainable palm oil, totaling about 544,000 tons, and also certified palm kernel, which is about 127,000 tons per year. Well, in Musim, we believe that a holistic and integrated approach needs to be taken to achieve sustainability by the whole company. We also believe that the RSPO PNC should be the basis for managing the enterprise and not just a means for certification. We would like to have cascade the whole sustainability culture across the group. And management of sustainability at Musim involves a new management structure. We have to be top-down. Management system based on RSPO PNC, and also phase implementation because of the size of the operation. Now we have a steering committee led by the president director himself. He drives the sustainability initiative in the group, and the heads of department form the members of the steering committee. And the roles of the steering committees are formulate policies to meet the RSPO PNC standards in terms of environment, social, and economics, establish processes for identify opportunity for improvement, provide support and resources, people, time, money, establish measures, key performance index, monitor and review progress of performance against a KPI, and of course, provide reward and recognition. Establish process for effective engagement of stakeholders with the NGOs, with the stakeholders, with the local community, etc. And of course, communicate our commitment and progress on sustainability. Examples, this forum. And our president director actually launched the sustainability journey back in 2007, and he made a very important keynote address that the management for sustainability should permeate through the whole group. And the major outcome from that senior management workshop was development of our sustainability policy, which we commit to conduct all our businesses in the environmentally appropriate, socially responsible, and economically viable manner while meeting the quality expectation of our customers. And the RSPO PNCs become the management system. And of course, economic principle 3, viability, is a key driver. Principle 8, continuous improvement, is another driver. And the other principles become the process. And of course, we have measurements and also methods to enable the process to happen. And like I said earlier, we hope that with the structure and the management system, we hope to inculcate the sustainability culture across the group. And of course, the phase implementation, when we first started back in 2007, we did a gap analysis across the whole group. We engaged 2 independent consultants to do the evaluation. And thereafter that, we draw up a timeout plan. We have a pre-audit, we have the main audit, and we have actually over the last 5 years got all our existing plantations and the mill certified. And of course, in addition to the statutory requirement of SCIA, we engage consultants to do social impact assessment and develop management plan for all our group estates and mill. And besides that, we do collaborative research on social impacts with universities, and we develop smallholders projects, schemes and village development, oil palm projects. We provide healthcare and medical services. We build hospitals, one in Riau, one in Kalimantan, with full-time doctors, and also stay-in rooms and beds. Of course, clinics in all our estates. We provide free education to the workers' children and also the community nearby by building schools, and also provide the teachers' salaries and employed teachers. And of course, we have in all of our plantation, we have yearly budgets for village and community development projects, and also the disaster relief fund for those disasters. We also engage consultants to do the HCV assessment and management, both identification, training, development of management plan, also HCV monitoring. We engage universities to do the peer review of our management plan as well as the monitoring. And we have research collaboration with universities on biodiversity and HCV in oil palm. Currently, we are conducting collaborative research with Princeton University on the impact of riparian reserves on aquatic life as well as biodiversity along the riparian zone. And we are the sponsor of professorship in sustainability in the National University of Singapore. And we sponsored the orangutan habitat rehabilitation and repatriation projects, elephant flying squad project, and the tiger conservation project in South Sumatra. In our efforts to reduce carbon footprint, of course, we have adhere very closely to the new planting procedures for responsible new development, no planting of primary forest, HCVF, HCV areas, as well as no planting of peatland. We have installed methane capture projects in our palm oil mills, and the methane that is sort of emitted from the effluent pond are captured and converted to electricity to supply to our workers' quarters as well as to the mill. And of course, we adopt best agronomic practices, reduce chemical usage through integrated pest management, or IPM, fertilizer replacement, land application of palm oil mill effluent, decanter solic, and of course, we practice the best agronomic practices through our R&D efforts and through our breeding so that we have organic growth and also improvement in fuel logistics. So we reduce the use of fossil fuel in the transportation of FFB, for example. And of course, we have very regular stakeholder engagement and consultation. We have group policy, we have group SOP to have at least twice engagement with the local communities and also engagement with the concerned stakeholders that's around our plantation as well as national stakeholders. And of course, in preparing, this is a bit of history, that we have all our documentation, document what we do and do what we document. And of course, there are a lot of alignment of policies, SOP, verifies internal audit, and so on to the RSPO PNC, so that we internalize and operationalize the RSPO PNC in our operation. And training, very important training that from senior management level, executive, field staff, mill staff, workers, field workers, sprayers, artisan drivers, as well as the stakeholders through consultation and also smallholders, scheme smallholders in the plantation. And of course, we have improvement project. We started with the green productivity, method. And we have internalized and operationalized, and we have actually evolved into our own continuous improvement system. And of course, measurement is important. We have an internal scorecard, as well as annual surveillance audit. We use that as an external assessment of our operation, and that is very useful as well. Well, in conclusion, top management commitment is a prerequisite to drive sustainability throughout the company. A well-structured training program is crucial to cascade the requirements of the PNC and to develop sustainability culture across all levels of staff and workers. Practical and realistic SOPs and monitoring must be used to extract maximum social, environmental, legal, and economic benefits. Regular review of all processes and documents is necessary to ensure continuous improvement and attention to details, to ensure a successful sustainability culture and certification to RSPO, B and C. Well, thank you for your attention.